Hi and welcome back to another Creations with Christina episode. Today we're going to be playing with the Cricut Projects Cricut cartridge. This one's called the Flower Shoppe and I am in love. I picked this up at Joann's. It was on sale for $29.99 and I saw this when it first came out and it was probably one of the cartridges, the Projects cartridges that I really liked the best was this one. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you how to put some of these flowers together. I already went ahead and did two of them, and I've got a lot of stuff on my desk here. And these are from, I'll show you which ones I did, and I love them. So this little teal one is the one with the scallop circle, and I cut this one out at 2 inches, and then the little one inside here I cut out at 1.5 inches. And then for the flower I made for underneath that one, I did, let me see, which one was it? It was this element right here. It's the heart 4. And then I also did this one right here, which is, let's see, it's this one, it's the daisy. And it's the circle one right here. So I cut out 2 more that I could show you how to put them together. And these are really cool. You can pretty much do, you know, anything you want with these. You can layer them up so many different ways. So the one I'm going to show you next is this basic number 4. And let's see if I can find this other one. I think it was the very last one. It's the mum number 1. Okay. So I thought I would show you first. Let me show you how to do these. These are the easiest. There's these little tabs right here, and all I do is just go ahead and use my hot glue gun. Put a little dab of hot glue right on that tab, and then curl it up and hold it in place. So basically you're just taking the tab and connecting it to the back of the next petal. So I cut these out at 3 different sizes for layering. I believe they were 1.5, 2, and 2.5 inches. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue all of those. Just be careful if you're using hot glue that you don't burn your fingers, which I do almost every single time I'm using my hot glue gun. So I'm just putting a little dab of glue and gluing the pieces together. So this one's my largest one. Then I have the medium size one, which would be, this one would be the 2.5, this one would be the 2, and then this one would be the 1.5. So before I put these together, I'm going to first take my little paintbrush here, and I'm going to curl the edges just to give it a little dimension. And if you did this on white cardstock, you can also then glimmer mist them. I'm thinking that these would be really pretty in a color with the pearl glimmer mist, or the Dazzling Diamonds glimmer mist. Or if you have Lindy Stampking, you can use that too. So I'm just going to go ahead and curl all of these. So now I'm going to go ahead and layer these. I'm going to start with my smaller one, and I'm just going to put a dab of glue going around the bottom part, and then I'll stick that right inside my next size up, and then I'll add some glue to this one, and then stick that right inside there. And then if I wanted to, I can add one of these other little flowers that I cut out in the center, or I could just simply, let me just grab my box of pearls. I could just put a pearl right in the center. Oops. So I'm just putting a little dab of glue in there and stick my pearl in the middle. And that would be great on a layout or a card or an altered project or anything like that. So, but obviously the more layers you put, the bigger the flower is going to look. I haven't been brave enough to try, I know some people have tried, you know, cutting fabric using a, like a stiffening glue and a backing on their fabric. I haven't been brave enough to do that yet, but now that I got these flowers, I'm thinking, this flower cartridge, I'm thinking I'm going to try it out. So that's that flower. The next one I want to show you how to do are the ones that are cut out in the circle. So I'm going to show you on the bigger one first. I don't normally make one this size, but what I like to do is I'm just going to grab a piece of paper toweling, and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water and then soak up as much water as I can with the piece of paper toweling. And this just makes it a little bit more pliable and easier to roll. Now what you're going to do is, starting from the outside, so you're going to start from this end, I'm going to take my paintbrush and just start curling this right around my paintbrush. And this is obviously a bigger one, so this is going to be a bigger flower. So the bigger you cut these at, the bigger your flowers are going to be. I prefer the smaller ones, but that's just me. Okay, and then once we get to the end, you're going to take this little round tab that's on the end, and that goes underneath. And you're going to put some adhesive and put that down on the bottom. So this is where I'm going to use my hot glue gun again. I'm going to add my hot glue right to the bottom there, and then adhere that down. And then what I'm going to do is add just a little bit more water to that, and then use the water to help kind of spread these out. Okay, and then you can also go ahead, if you want to, you can put a brad in the middle, or I'm just going to add a pearl to the center of this one, just like that. So there you go. That's just, this one I cut out, I think I said at 4 inches, and then this one I cut out just a little bit smaller, and I cut this one out, I think this was either 2 or 2.5 inches. I think it's 2.5 inches. So I'm spraying it again with water, and I'm just going to show you one more time how to do this. But I wanted to show you a different way of doing it. Instead of using the a paintbrush, the end of a paintbrush, I like to use my quilling tool, and you can get this at your local craft store. It's similar. Quilling is taking strips of paper that doesn't have any decorative edges on it and making and rolling them, and you could put them together to do different patterns and stuff like that. So I'm just sticking the end into my quilling tool, and I'm just going to turn it. I find this to be the easiest and quickest way to do it. Obviously with the bigger ones, it's a little harder to do on here. You probably want to go with the paintbrush for it, or a pencil or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and wiggle my quilling tool out. And then because I'm doing this a little bit smaller, I like to let it kind of loosen up on its own. And then I'll take my hot glue gun, put my dab of glue, and adhere it down. Just like that. And then again, using a little bit more water, I'll use that to help loosen up the cardstock. And see, with this one, because it's smaller, I didn't have anything in the center. I didn't have to worry about putting a pearl or anything in the center. So, okay, so I just wanted to share with you my new favorite Cricut cartridge at the Flower Shop. And thanks for watching another episode. See you next time.